Everyone, it's 4 o'clock, July 14th. Call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, a couple things. First, we have new chairs. Thank you, Baker County, Baker City Chamber Council. They had contacted me and said they were redoing and they asked if we want them. Price was right. I had to get them. So we actually have a little more comfortable chairs. Next thing, we're changing on the agenda here. The appointment is going up to now. I didn't expect Sherry to be gone, so Charlie is only gone for 30 days, and I contacted the city attorney, and we are going to appoint him back to finish up his elected seat. And the city attorney has done a resolution that we will read, or computer will read.
City of Sumter, Oregon.
Come on, don't make me read it.
Mine did it.
Oh, I just started at the top, did I?
Resolution number 451-26. A resolution appointing interim city councilor to vacant position 2. Whereas the city council for the city of Sumter, Oregon, hereinafter the city council, pursuant to section 10, article 6, Oregon Constitution, granting power to the local governing body to adopt ordinances, resolutions, rules, and other regulations as may be necessary for the control or licensing of those matters of purely local concern, and to do all acts which may be necessary or expedient to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the city of Sumter. And whereas the city council has the authority to propose and adopt resolutions and ordinances to protect the health and safety of the citizens of the city of Sumter. And whereas Oregon Revised Statute Section 221.120 provides that the council shall fill by appointment vacancies in its membership, and that the appointee councilor shall complete the remainder of the term for the position for which they are appointed. And whereas there is a current vacancy of the Sumter City Council at position 2, the term of which shall expire on December 31st, 2026, which along with another vacancy leaves only 3 councilors available to take action. Whereas, due to the short time frame remaining in the term of position 2 and the availability and willingness of former councilor Charlie Briscoe to fill that position on an interim basis, such that a formal process of notice, application, interview, and investigation of prospective appointee councilors is not warranted, and which will only delay the process of filling the vacancy. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Sumter hereby appointed Charlie Briscoe to the vacant City Council seat for position 2 to complete the remainder of the term of the position. This resolution shall be effective as of the date of adoption. Passed and adopted by the City Council of the City of Sumter, Oregon, this 14th day of July, 2026.
She didn't want to listen to me. Okay, you guys understand all that?
Yes.
Okay. So I entertain a motion to
Do we
approve.
have discussion?
No,
No discussion.
no discussion. Mr. King, this is a legal document from the attorney.
You know, it's in the charter, you can appoint people by vote of the council.
I do know, John.
Okay,
Thank you.
just checking, because,
Thank you, John. I do know.
yeah,
I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 451-26.
And how long is that seat for?
It's till the end of his term, which is December. Then it's up for vote. And there's plenty of applications out there for those of you that would like to come to be city council. But yes, it'll be all for vote or for ballot. They have to be in by August 28th.
And I couldn't understand all the jargon on the.
Oh, well, he reads real fast.
Yeah, I couldn't understand all of that, so.
I do believe
Could you
that
please,
that's the-
could you please kind of give us a short version?
The short version is that per legal counsel, we can appoint him back to his former position. It's an interim basis, and that it will become vacant again in December. So anybody that wants to fill that vacancy can file with the county and run for it on the ballot. And he, yeah, it went through legal counsel, she researched it, and we're all good. I have a copy of the resolution that you all can see afterwards.
And he's still a legal resident. He
Yes.
never changed his.
Still legal residence, he only missed one meeting. And we were not expecting Sherry to leave us soon. And we did not want to leave this council with just 3 counselors. And then anybody else that's interested, they can apply for this at any time for next year.
Then that includes Sherry's position as well?
Sherry's position will be up for election. Because Charlie's filling it because he is not interested in running again.
Right,
Yes,
so there'll be two.
there's
vacancies.
2 counselors and mayor open. So, do I have a motion to, you make a motion?
I do.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have June 30th Budget Committee meeting minutes. We reviewed the draft and we approved the budget with an amendment on. So any changes?
No.
Okay, I'm going to take a motion to approve the June 3rd Budget Committee meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve June 3rd budget meeting minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then the other, we had a special session on June 5th where we discussed volunteer contract and a usage fee. Some suggestions were made during that. And then it was, the contract will be revised and then we'll come back to council to review again. And we haven't completed that yet. So this is just meeting minutes of the special session. No decision. Entertain a motion to approve the June 5th.
I'll make the motion to approve the June 5th meeting minutes.
Second.
Favor? Aye.
Charlie abstained.
Yeah. Charlie abstained from both, on all of them. There are no minutes for June 9th and June 23rd. I'm kind of crazy in here and Lindy, I got them done. So I tabled those. Reports. Kurt, you want to give us a little report on what's been going on, please?
Our report, so you guys probably all know we had the fire up sawmill, went real well for us, all the equipment worked real good. Water rationing's coming up, so we've set up a couple 3,000 gallon bladders up in the grounds. Gonna go up there and work on them again tonight and then test all of our 3-inch pumps at different draft points. Doing that tonight as well. And we went to Granite a couple different times for structure protection. And wasn't a whole lot of fun, but it was interesting to see 2026 vehicles roll in on top of our 1980 vehicles.
No, Kurt.
So with that kind of takes care of the Sumter stuff. It's been pretty active for Sumter. And you probably all kind of know what's going on with Salmon Fire and Olive Butte. There's been some pretty good reports, but I got a small amount here if anybody's interested. Total personnel on the Salmon Fire, 787. Resources is 48 engines. There's 16 dozers, 14 water tenders, and 5 helos. And they basically have protected 174 structures. It's 1,540 acres, lightning cost, 0 containment. Olive Butte is basically same thing, but 2,411 acres and 0 containment. They update quite a bit, you see it on Facebook and all sorts of stuff, so you probably see all that.
They put a
Updating.
sandwich board on the kiosk too. That they said they'd update.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
also
And they
links on the
update like
website.
every day, so it's.
Sure.
And I don't know anything about the Anthony Lakes fire. I don't know if it's growing or getting contained or what on it.
They didn't say, it feels like it's still growing a little bit. on that fire watch. Okay.
I did have them add you to the daily report, so you should start getting those.
Okay, I get a daily report.
Yeah, from Anthony as well.
Oh, okay, very good.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing.
That's it.
We got, with a grant a while back, we got new fire hose, and last drill night, we equipped 2 vehicles with new fire hose.
So you're ready to go again.
Ready to go again, yeah.
And just so you know, we opened, what day was the grant? That was on Saturday?
The fire,
The fire,
Friday night.
Friday.
Friday.
We did
yeah.
open the community center for, any evacuees from, Granite. And John stayed up there and ran that for a while, but nobody showed up, which
It was Saturday.
or it was Saturday.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, yeah.
And, cause the Red Cross had contacted me and asked if we'd open it up, but, nobody showed up.
You know, and most of town was, I don't know where they went, unless they had somewhere to go, because we went, you know, almost, well, there was a whole bunch of us, but we went to several houses, and there was only, I came across one occupied house.
I think they all left real quick.
I think so.
Because, and that's what the Red Cross, where they called, and they said if anybody showed up, then they would come up with all their supplies, but they said the small communities have a tendency to go to family or friends and just leave, and they don't utilize the evacuation
Yeah.
buildings. So that's why we did it that way. So. Okay, next report is, Alex Tolman. The water.
Yes, hello, I'm Alex Tallman. I work for the city of Sumter in water and sewer. I'm just gonna give you guys a little rundown on how our water's doing. We have recovered, our tanks up on the hill have recovered fully since Memorial Day flea market. We've been trying ever since then to catch up the system. We have a 6-inch pipeline coming from our water intake at McCauley, and it's only 6 inches all the way down to our treatment plant, so that's all the water we can possibly get at any given time. We've noticed that our water usage has been high in the mornings and low at night. All we're asking is people just be mindful of how much water we're using every day. You don't have to water all night, you know, you can water for 3 hours if you want, we'll give you that, but we're trying to get our system caught back up and stabilized for the fire season. And the second thing is our burn pile. It's closed. No more dumping there until further notice. There are signs out right now. We want to get the word out to everybody as quick as possible. There are a lot of people dumping in front of that ribbon we put out, so we might have to put up some beds. Okay.
You got a barrel ready to go?
Yes, and we got O'Farrell, it's up at McCauley, it's our excess emergency water, it can give out about 100 gallons a minute. And we got that running right now, just dumping into McCauley, but at any given time, we can turn that into our water supply so that we can have additional water.
Thank you, Alex. And just so you know, in the burn pile, if you want to dump, even though it's closed, wave to the camera when you leave. Because we have put a camera up, and we already got somebody on camera. So just be mindful, if you're gonna do it illegally, at least wave to us.
Do you have signage out there that tells people?
Well, they're putting up some different signage now, they're gonna change the signage, right?
Yeah, lots of signs.
Yeah, a lot of signage. So, yeah, so cameras are up. Okay, new business, Mr. Gaslin?
Get your.
Yep.
Cash report.
Mm,
Last month was a really good month for collections. You can see them there on the prior month. We got, decent collections on water bills. We got a quarterly, sales tax for cannabis sales, and then you can see kind of the smaller items on there as well. Pretty ordinary month for expenditures. Quantum marketing address markers was a larger item. I think that was under the fire grant, if I remember correctly.
was-
And then we had the slip tank installed. Those were kind of one-time items. No excessive pumping last month, so that's good. You can see the 30-day change in cash. That $46,000 drawdown is that normally we pay our loan payment one time a year, and that's in February. It took them till last month to actually take the money out, even though we've been calling once a week trying to get them to actually take the money out.
They
So
finally pulled it.
they finally pulled it. So that's the bills, and then kind of cash position.
Rob, I wanted you to point out too, this slip tank install was grant money that we got months ago from Baker City Emergency Management, so that was grant money.
Got it. Do you guys want to approve the bills and then go to the next one?
Any other questions? No. Okay, I entertain a motion to approve the bills as presented. I make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Then,
Next one is the appropriations review. This is our last one for the year, completed a full year, July to June. And you'll, after we made those changes last month, we don't have anything over budget. So we're good. We were pretty close.
Yeah.
Parks is really close there. And then, we were also pretty close in sewer, or rather cemetery. At least in dollar figures, not percentage wise. But yeah, we made it through the year, without exceeding budget.
okay, thank you. Okay, cemetery fund resolution, I didn't get that one done. Get with you, and make sure I have the right verbiage.
Oh,
To
the
change
change
the
the fund.
reserve the funds,
Yeah.
but, yeah, so we'll go to the next meeting. Critical water resolution. So as Alex said, we've got water coming in, but we need to use it wisely. We would, right now you're supposed to be watering every other, even odd. We would like you to try to maybe cut down to even 1 or 2 hours on your days. I mean, like it says, there's water coming in, but if we misuse it or waste it and we have a fire, then we may have some issues. So it's just kind of a voluntary.
Resolution number
Um,
426.
We did do a resolution here, so we're gonna read this. This is for, if it gets even more critical, we can, through the state of Oregon, declare a critical issue and, limit water restrictions even tighter. So. Let him go.
Yeah, we got a little excited.
Sorry, it doesn't go any louder than it does, so.
Resolution number 452-26. A resolution establishing a procedure for declaration of water, use restrictions, and setting penalties for violation of the same. Whereas the City Council for the City of Sumter, Oregon, hereinafter the City Council, pursuant to Section 10, Article 6, Oregon Constitution, granting power to the local governing body to adopt ordinances, resolutions, rules, and other regulation acts, may be necessary for the control or licensing of those matters of purely local concern, and to do all acts which may be necessary or expedient to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the City of Sumter. Whereas the City Council has the authority to propose and adopt resolutions and ordinances to protect the health and safety of the citizens of the City of Sumter. Whereas Oregon Administrative Rule 860-036-1670 allows a water utility to restrict water usage and enforce penalties for violation of the same pursuant to the provisions set forth therein. Whereas, as a result of the limited availability of water to the city for usage by the citizens of the City of Sumter, both for household use and as may be needed for fire suppression, the City Council recognizes that there may be the need to limit and restrict usage of domestic water supplies on a temporary basis during times of high demand and heightened fire risk in order to ensure an adequate quantity of water for domestic and fire suppression needs. And whereas the City Council desires to establish a process for notice of restrictions and provide a process for enforcement of the same, which is clear and law. Now therefore be it resolved that 1. The City Council of the City of Sumter may, from time to time, and as determined, to be necessary, establish water use restrictions as provided for in Oregon. Administrative Rule 860-036-1670. 2. The City Council may enforce water use restrictions by disconnection of them. Water service is provided for in OER 860-036-1670. 3. This resolution shall be effective as of the date of adoption. Passed and adopted by the City Council of the City of Sumter, Oregon, this 14th day of July, 2026.
And so this resolution is just if we have extreme issues. I mean, right now, we're doing okay, but this gives us, if it gets worse, we get deeper into summer, we have something to try to restrict no more. Those of you that have friends or you have your stuff on timers, it would be nice if you check them and make sure they're not watering the street and huddling or running down the street. And just be aware of what they're doing and make sure your timers and your sprinklers are working right. Because we had one that was running for hours just on the street. So, and we contacted them and asked them to readjust. So this is just,
I'll add to that.
okay,
And make sure if you're not home, make sure your faucets are turned off. Like, we have a neighbor at our place, who left for several days, and luckily my wife noticed the fountain just going crazy, and so I went over there, their hose had ruptured, and of course the faucet was on full. Luckily, it only been running for about a half an hour, but, it wouldn't have saw it, I mean, that thing would have ran for all night long. So, yeah, so if you leave home, make sure your faucets are off.
so yeah, like, this is just cautionary, and this is, we all work together, it'll be no problem. So anyway, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 452-26?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 452-26.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. And I do have, if anybody wants, I have copies of 860-036-1670 of State of Oregon. Okay, we have a zoning address. This is for property on Sumter Valley Highway. In Marcia, did you guys come up with an address?
Yeah, Wendy and I came up with an address. We gave room for this other piece of property too. 4064 Sumter Valley Highway.
Okay, county one, is that right?
Yeah.
And this is the correct map now? This is
Yes.
the correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve 40064 Sumter Valley Highway for this address assignment?
What is the address?
It's 40,
Because we only fight 3-digit numbers.
yeah, well, this is out way, this is,
Just tell me where it's at. I mean, we'll get it, but I just need to know that it's.
It's that piece of pie, it's on the other side of the railroad track, on the other side of the track.
Gotcha, where there was mid-fifth.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need a copy of the diagram.
I know where it's at,
Okay.
it just,
Yeah,
we're only looking 5-digit numbers for
Numbers, yeah.
Powder River.
yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so,
I'll make the motion to approve 40064. Address for.
do you have a
That's
second?
my copy. There's another app.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then we have another zoning permit for 214 Mill Street. They're putting up a fence,
It's a dual. There's two things.
fence and, okay, just two.
Yeah.
A fence and a food pod. This is down by, this is next door to the old elk market. Where's it putting the fence on the, between the greenhouse and,
Yeah. And then as long as.
and where's the food pot going? Oh, trailer, here, is that it? Right, so-
As long as they know where their pins are for the bench and. Yeah, it's fine.
Bill, you look at it?
Yeah, it's okay, man.
Nice drawing. Yeah, we got trees in here.
It lays everything out. That's
That's the way.
Tell she's a teacher.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the zoning for 214 Mill Street?
I'll make the motion to approve zoning for 214 Mill Street.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's approved. Old business. Cemetery and volunteer park, that would be, you gonna do cemetery first, what's you doing first?
Cemetery.
Okay,
So we had a funeral over the weekend. Alex and Jeff came up there with the backhoe on Friday to dig the grave. And as some of you folks already know, we got down about 2-3 feet and hit hardpan. At that point, it was obvious that the backhoe wasn't going to get down the 6 feet that was requested. So Jeff contacted Byron. Byron came over and he scratched out another 2 feet into the hardpan. And we got down below 5 feet. But we couldn't do it for the entire hole to square it off. So, and it ended up being 4 feet. And there is no ordinance or statutes that say a grave has to be 6 feet deep. Primarily, the purpose is when you look at cemeteries that have grass, it's when you're a foot below the ground, the grass tends to die. So that's why 6 feet is kind of a given number, but at 4 feet, we're fine. I talked to the vault company, they said it was okay, so, you know, this brings up, basically, what do we do going forward? I know when I was digging post holes there, to set up the whole, plot area, I was hitting I keep saying deadpan, I don't know why, but, I keep hitting hard pan in holes less than 2 feet deep. So it varies within the cemetery, but we're certainly gonna need something more stout to dig the holes. And the first thing I've got to have on my list here would be to get a bucket with teeth for the backhoe. Don't know if that's gonna work any better or not, but, that's was one of the things we talked about. Number 2 is to contract out. And there has been some discussion about that. Whoever we contract with will have to be able to dig on a short notice. So that's gotta be part of if we contract. You need to be able to dig within X amount of hours, I think.
Well, Matt, if we know ahead of time that we're going to have a burial, we would have that lead time to let the contractor know that this is when we.
That's true. In the case of this one, I think we found out the 3rd week in June that it was
Yeah.
gonna be July 11th, so there was plenty of time. Unfortunately, this was our maiden voyage.
Right,
We didn't know how bad it would be. But going forward, I think a lot of people can get buried within 3, 4, 5 days. So it could be short notice at times.
The thing that we do know, Matt, is that we got through the hard pan and you hit bedrock and it's
Yeah.
decomposed bedrock.
Yeah.
That's different than hard pan. So, and
We
the thing-
scratched out the hard pan.
Yeah, and we're on that bedrock, and that's gonna be the issue. Talk was about hiring or seeing about if Carrie or Kurt could do it. Byron's excavator is the size of a big backhoe, at least 10,000 pounds, and he barely got through it. As you well know.
Yeah,
So
it took him-
it's gonna take a bigger machine.
Yeah.
But part of the thinking that I'm doing, because of the time frame, and because the people who are doing the funeral, they want you to dig on the same day as funeral, that's what's been said. That was our learning curve for this one. I'm saying that if we can get somebody to come up knowing ahead of time and pre-dig it, even if they pre-dig it 5 days ahead, and then fill it back in. Because at least you know you've got the depth and the size of it. It's gonna cost a little more money to re-dig it back out, but you know that you made it. Because like I said, when you move over, and this grave site that we dug was up on the high side. But I noticed as we dug, because the ground level goes like so, once we started digging, so does the bedrock. So that was the issue. So it's just one of these things that, it's not just hardening. And I don't, unless you go where we pulled out a stump, you're probably gonna have this through the whole thing. However, when I dug the post holes for the fence, because I dug those, they were over 4 feet deep, and I didn't hit nothing. I didn't hit no hard pan or anything, but that's on the other end of the cemetery.
we're gonna have to have a workshop and work through a lot of this.
What about a jackhammer?
Can be used, yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, like I said, if they have a big enough, I think Kerry's excavator is big enough to where if he had tiger teeth on it, it would do the job. But I don't think you're just gonna get somebody willy-nilly to come up with a backhoe and do it. Cause it's hard digging. And we're also, the key part of this is you only want the hole so big. You can't make the hole this big. It needs to be this size for people who walk around the gravesite, not to fall into that hole. So those are some keys to think about when you're doing this.
Well, if we need if we wanna try it first, bucket with teeth. I've got an extra bucket of teeth. I don't know if it'll fit. It's in his backhoe or not, but
Well, we'll have to fix it because city backhoe's leaking that time.
if they're more than welcome to it. I'm not using it.
We'll probably, after Matt's done, we'll probably get a date and have a workshop on this and kind of
You know.
troubleshoot it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tom.
The interment ceremony itself was really, it was nice, very nice. The Vault Company does a great job setting things up. However, we're gonna have to put some more signage up,
Oh, definitely.
because we had one or two cars parked in the plot areas. Granted, there's no one buried in those areas, but still, it's kind of cheesy. So we need to just put up a few signs just to make sure people don't, park there. At one point I got out there and was directing people, just cross the road, stop in the middle of the road, park and get out. And for some reason that message didn't get through, but anyways, it's just all learning curves.
Learning, yeah.
So, and for the time being, any ceremonies always there. So just to keep things going. Other things we talked about, Saturday at the ceremony about marking the walkways. Whatever we do, we'll have to just make sure that we put markers in that won't break from a backhoe or an excavator going through. So we'll have to put a little bit of thought of that and look for a low budget alternative. And, what the vault guy said and the funeral director said is that everybody is buried with their head to the west. We talked about where the headstones go.
Mhm.
And we're gonna keep those on the east end. That's why we dug towards the west end. So the headstone will go in the east end. And I think that's what you guys decided. But that's pretty much it. So,
Tell them why they.
The verbiage of
so that everybody rises to the east. Yeah,
So it's a footstone, not a headstone.
but that's the weird part, but,
yeah, because that's what the lines that I was going to, because headstones are usually at the head, not at your feet.
right.
But I guess if you're raising up to see who you are, you'll.
But the graves are 10 feet long, so we should still have plenty of room to put it on the west.
This is what Tammy said from North Florida.
But going forward, we will cheat the grave digging to the east side so that the headstones
On the west.
fit in the plot
Yeah.
on the west side. So that's pretty much it for the cemetery.
So we are changing it. We had them at the east side, now we're going to the west side.
Well, if a headstone is a headstone.
I know.
Yeah. So
So, I mean, like I say, we learned a lot on this, and I think we just need to have a quick workshop and kind of go over all this and
sounds good.
relook at stuff and talk about contractors and stuff like that.
Did you get the glitch fixed on when they come in and?
I started working on it today, but didn't have enough time, so, I'm gonna come in after she's gone and do it. It's basically just establishing some links on the program.
So it is open for everybody now.
We can go ahead.
It's open.
Yeah.
Somebody came in while I was playing with the program and wanted to buy 2 plots, so.
Yes.
So volunteer park,
Volunteer park.
we had a meeting in June. We kind of outlined what we want to do and so on and so forth. Kurt brought in 20 yards-ish of dirt.
The guys brought in another 30. And so the plan will be for the play area, there's an embankment to the south of the building that kind of juts out a little bit. So we're gonna dig that out as well. So that gives us a little bit more fill so that we can get the play area surface in that. And that'll be more that we can put along the creek. So that doesn't overflow during the springtime. And we need to get the channel dug out. I'm hoping these guys can do that and then spread the dirt. Because once that's done, then I think we can start working on the play area. The play equipment is coming second week in August.
The first set around August 12th is supposed to fit.
Okay.
I haven't heard yet from the second, so.
And so the plot area, or the play area surface is bigger than what was planned. So that's why we have to take a little bit of the embankment out, and then again, that'll help us out. Let's see, what else? There was one or two other things. Oh, so at the last meeting, we talked about, further talk about the horseshoe pits. They're gone. We're gonna get rid of those and put in, cornhole. So we'll put in 2 cornhole, play areas. And then we talked about also adding a flag, a US flag, because Memorial Day, it would be good to have a flag flying there, I think. So, committee members are here. Can you think of anything else?
Yeah. Saturday night, there was someone actually playing horseshoes.
Was there?
Yes.
I've never seen
I've never seen them play, but I'm putting up there at the schoolhouse and I heard the ring.
Oh,
So.
Well, if we need to, there is space there.
We can move them away from the water and the playground.
Fancy. Yeah, I had back to the cemetery. Did you put a kiosk up there too?
I did.
And what are we putting on, what are you going to use?
So right now, there's a laminated sheet that talks about how funding came about.
Okay.
I'm going to update that,
Okay.
which I showed you a copy today because thank you volunteers. $2,200 from volunteers to add to our fence.
Yep.
So I updated that to make sure they're covered in there.
Yep.
There's also a laminated sheet that says if you're looking to purchase a plot, call, not Lindy, but I just said call City Hall or gave them the website. And then there's a third one, which is a history of the current old cemetery, which I wrote up and I asked Leanne to take a look at it. She rewrote it and it's really good.
Okay.
So that's there. And we're gonna put another posting there that thanks everyone who either volunteered their time, their money, or equipment to make that whole project happen. So I'll get those laminated here over the next couple of days and post those as well.
I don't think people understand that the volunteers donated money for that fencing
They did.
that we couldn't afford because of the.
Yeah, because we applied for $6,800 from OPRD, and we got 48 so volunteers at their meeting last week. It was proposed, they looked at the fencing and they approved $2,200, which will make up the difference.
Mhm. Yeah, it's nice fencing, and it kind of looks
Yeah.
good up there.
Well, it fits it.
It kind of matches almost the old area's fencing.
Yeah.
Very similar to it.
For sure. Yeah, and so over at this, back to Volunteer Park, so hopefully in the next week or so, we can get going on removing the pits or moving them.
Yeah,
And then, have the guys dig the channel so that we can keep it in a channel instead of spreading out to various channels during spring melt. And then grade out the piles that are there and take out part of the embankment. And then from there, we can start working on the surface.
cool.
A lot of work. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, man, thanks for doing that. I mean,
Sorry for getting so detailed again, but
that cemetery has done so much good. It's really,
what?
the cemetery is looking really nice.
Yeah, it does look
We
good.
spend an awful lot of time on it. So I appreciate it.
Yep.
So, okay, there's. The next thing on old business is Sumter Youth Program update. Wendy, do you want to let everybody know what you've got?
Yep.
Once you've
So-
seen this?
July 23rd, we have an event planned with the fire department, hopefully. We're going to have it at Volunteer Park. The guys are gonna do some fire safety with the kids, and then the Crosslands have donated some stuff. We have some fun things planned for them. A little bit of a water fight and some stuff, and I will be using my well water, not city water. So, yeah, so we're gonna have fun. And then for August, I'm working with Jackie and Mike over at Stage Stop. And we're going to have a paint and pizza night. She's offered to open her kitchen for the kids, so we're gonna make pizzas and we're gonna do a paint night. I'm also proposing that we're also going to do a fill the backpack type of thing where citizens and anybody, volunteers, whoever, can donate supplies for the kids to put in their backpacks, crayons, markers, paper, tissue, you know, usual stuff for the kids, for the backpacks. So I'll have a flyer out for that hopefully soon as well, if things would just calm down for a day. Do not have a date yet, but it will be before the first day of school. So it'll be early August for that one. So, but we're excited. So if you have any grandkids, kids, anybody that needs to be walking the street, bring them over. We're gonna have fun.
Hopefully you'll have good turnout.
Yes,
Then the fire department will be available.
yes, that too.
Maybe can they start picking up school supplies for kids for the backpacks and drop them off here at the office?
Yeah, I think that'd be okay. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but yes. I'll put some flyers out and stuff for that one and hopefully for the August event too, so.
Do you have an idea of how many kids are coming?
Nope. It's kind of a whoever shows up sort of a situation, so. We had a few less than we expected last month because there was death in the family and people on vacation, so hopefully we'll have more of this. And people who have come up for vacations, so that's why I'd like to spread the word for it, because it's open to all the kids, not just, you know, some kids.
Yeah.
I'd like to have them involved too, so. But yeah, it'll grow once word gets out and we'll get there.
Thank you. Hey, moving on, councilor comments, Daryl? No, we're good. We're good. Okay, public comment?
Yes.
Oh.
I have done.
You came back.
I got one. So.
You waited in.
Have I missed it?
Yeah, public comment.
So, just so you know, during like the Elkhorn fire and that, you know, there was some 3 or 4 agencies there.
Mhm.
And we did kind of estimate that we burned almost 400,000 gallons of water on that fire. So that is something to think about if, yeah, that thing was a big blaze and it took
Yeah.
a lot to cool it down, but, it is something that we can really hit the water reserves pretty hard
Yeah,
if there's something like that.
right, and that's why I say, it's another reason to be wise about how we use our water, because if we have a fire, we wanna have access
Sure.
for the water.
Yes, well, that's, yeah, we don't want to get halfway, it doesn't do any good to get halfway through the fire and then run out of water.
Right, so, how many draft points have you've got 2 or 3?
2.
2,
2. The
Okay.
Powder River's got a lot of theirs, they've reworked and got open too, so.
okay. Because, yeah, I think even when, years ago, when we did the Elkhorn fire, I mean, it drew down a lot of.
Yes. Yes. Down a lot.
And
You know, something else I was gonna say that I got a phone call, lost it. If I come across it, I'll let you.
Yeah, let you know if it comes back.
Oh, yeah, evacuation notice.
Okay,
So, you know, I've worked with, when Gary Timms was emergency manager, you know, we talked about evacuation areas and notices and that. I do think that in, the big fire alarm, if we, might be a way to get people's attention that don't have internet or cell service, you know, because there is people that just don't have any way to know anything. If that alarm just doesn't stop, then start looking around for, think of something that there could be an evacuation. Of course, don't drive up to where you think it is because, you know, we don't need that because it just gets.
because do you guys still ring it just once for your fire drill days or?
3 times on
Three
fire
times,
drill,
three?
but they're just quick beat.
Right, so anything after that, people should be paying
If
attention.
it's so, yeah, the thing creates a lot of looky-loos and stuff, but that might be good,
Okay,
you know, for look and say, oh boy, we better, you know, put some stuff together and get out of town or something.
So it's gonna run continuous.
Continuous.
so do you have any literature at all on actual evacuation routes?
I
I know there was.
could maybe work with Jason on that.
Okay,
With, when we've tried it, and John's worked on it and stuff with Gary. They're just so fluid,
yeah,
you know, cause you don't know where to, you don't know where to, you know, where to send them. You don't wanna send them to a fire
yeah,
or, you know, a reason to evacuate. So it's, we've thought of, you know, the McEwen train station depot parking lot, pretty safe area. Of course, all that ground out there now is getting, you know, there's a lot of wetlands out there that can burn too, but, it just depends on, it's, at the time, you almost gotta come up with it, you know, if you go to the fairgrounds, well,
then you could be
that
stuck
thing
up
can
there.
burn in a hurry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's spread across all that 1,200 acres at Simonson and in minutes it would flow across that, so.
Well, the biggest thing is, though, if something has to evacuate, it's not to go to there to get out somewhere.
Get it.
You better be on Highway 7 headed to Baker or John Day,
Unless
whichever.
it's down.
Well, right, you know, look for, if it's a fire, look for the smoke and head the opposite direction.
Don't need to go see what's burning.
But don't come out and look at the fire because we're trying to get resource in on it
Right,
and.
John,
You know, the work I did on it many years ago, it can be inundated if you've seen all these plans. I went back to the Kiss Road, go to the paved road, because from there will be what direction we're going. We could be going south, we could be going north, who knows? But if everybody understands, go to the paved road, the Kiss rule, we can go from there.
well, because it's like if we do have the alerts that we put out.
Oh, sure.
You could, if you put one out, you could say, go to the paved road, you know, or something, just, because some people just don't know what to do.
Right.
Matt,
2 things. Number one, I'm just a simple-minded person when it comes to finances. So in Rob's report, the guy with the smirk on his face over there, we received $59,000 in that report, and we paid out $63,000. So it just seems like every month there's more expenses than income. So I just like to bring that to people's attention.
for some of the money, you know, that goes out is still grant money.
I know, which could make it worse.
You know, some of it is grant money.
So just keep that in
It's
mind.
just about to the bottom of that, I think.
The second thing I wanted to bring up was at the county parks board meeting this past Monday. The county has been proposing to put out an RFP to farm out the management of the county parks to a concessionaire. So we voted on that process and we're recommending to the commissioners that we not do not put out the RFP, that the county maintains management. Just an FYI. Yeah. That's it.
Saw his hand first.
So there's a few things. We've created the biggest, what do you call it, Kurt? Not a defensible space, safe space, the park. If we have to evacuate, people can bring their stuff to the park and park it, trailers and stuff, equipment. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, no, that would make a good space.
So, there's that. And then I have an idea for a new ordinance. How about that city councilors are not able to make money off this town in any way, shape or form? No more selling of the pickups, no more equipment operating. Just, you're here for the town.
Well.
I didn't realize we were making money, because I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just,
Where did you get there, we're making money? Your assumption?
yeah, I know, it's just something I think is a good fail safe or whatever you want to call it for this town.
I think there's
So
actually,
according to the Oregon ethics laws and that, we're forbidden to take anything, what is it, $15, I think is the limit.
Yep.
Anything.
You can't even buy us dinner. We have to report it.
yeah,
So we're under very strict ethics rules and stuff.
Not really, but so am I. As
yeah,
a planning commissioner, I am too.
Yeah, well, then, you know.
So, yeah.
Ethics training and all that, not allowed to take any.
Well-
Anyway.
What about the pickup?
what
For
about
one.
the pickup?
Martin's pickup. She sold the pickup. She profited
Yeah,
about the town.
you point out, it was in with the bids, we got 4 bids on
Don't
pickups.
care.
Well,
There's lots
yeah.
of places to sell
And
pickups.
it passed the legal opinion too,
And the ethics board,
and the ethics board, so
just because they,
we don't do things willy-nilly. That's why I call the attorney.
We have too many people like you that sit out there and always.
Well, Charlie, you quit.
Okay, well,
He's interrupting me.
I'm interrupting both of you, we're not getting into this fight now.
No, I'm trying to have a discussion.
I'm just saying.
It's not like, it's just that we always got put under the bus because of where we sit. We always got this target on your back. Hallelujah. I know you can roll your eyes all you want, John. but
Okay,
you're
I'm
not the one-
going to.
You're not the one sitting here, because we're the ones that got to deal with the public. And as I said before, even when I did resign, I know that there's a dozen of you out there that don't appreciate who I am. It's the other 115 people who I represent the city by, who says, I'm doing okay. This is not a pat on your back type job. People don't pat you on the back for doing a good job. They're the ones that vote and say, hey, I want you. These are the people who you're doing this with. However, when it comes to accusing us to be making money, like Marcia, she had a pickup, she inherited it.
Where's the
Thing is,
thousand
though,
dealers?
the city needs money.
Okay.
We did all of the procurements, we went through all of the paperwork, we have it on file. We had the attorney say that you can do this. Okay, that's perfect. Now, when you said you're running the grader and doing things like that, well, you looked right at me.
Yeah, I didn't say running grader. Yeah, all you talked about at that workshop there is the city will do no excavation, none. So that means what you just said, you're not gonna do any excavation for this city.
I did.
No, in moving forward,
And moving.
and no snow plowing.
The only thing that Linda has brought up, and she brought it up to Paige, is that in an emergency, the city is going to dig if we have a water leak, if we have whatever, because you're not gonna be able to go get somebody to dig this. That was in the workshop. This is all.
I'm the one that said it.
Well, and the thing is though, is when I say that the city's not gonna dig, that was the divide line when we had this workshop, because we ain't digging new lines, we're not gonna put in meters, we're not gonna do anything. You're gonna pay that price, this is what you get for that price, and we ain't digging, and we ain't doing the backfill. That's a fact. Now, when you have an emergency, you got a broken line at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you gotta go dig it up and fix it, or you gotta go shut something off and you gotta go dig up potholes or the valves. This is still on the city, because we ain't got time to go, oh, we gotta get somebody coming out with a grant because we can't find anybody to come up and do this. So this is an emergency situations that the city is going to use for the backhoe and doing their digging.
And our guys will be doing the digging.
And our guys will do the digging with our backhoe, providing it's,
Have you ever thought about getting a grant for a new backhoe?
Oh, you can't.
there's the man that says right there, and you can't do it.
Why not? You could have.
Find it in the-
You could have about
I
5
have
years
not
ago.
found- Well, I have.
Well,
not
I don't
found
Anything
plans.
you wanted for Mark, what's his face, Luzelle?
According to
Yeah.
the agency, which would be the state of Oregon, who says that you cannot get a grant for rolling stock.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, let me switch.
You'll be-
That goes, and that
There
came
was a
right,
lot of
that came
equipment
right
that
from
went
the
out
state.
when they did the Orpheum Theater and that bunch of grants. You could have got anything you wanted, but
Well, they're saying that. you
But
can't-
he heard nothing from Sucker
Okay.
because I told him.
Oh, you can buy stuff.
Charles, this public comments, 3 minutes, we beat it up.
Okay, I'm done.
Next, John.
I wanted to thank the community up there at the schoolhouse. I had several people stop by. Is there anything they can do if there's any people out of Granite? Next day, I had people drop by the house. I had people call me offering help, and that's a great community.
Well, I think this community, when it comes to issues, problems, things like fires and stuff, it does come together.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've always said, even, you know, we can all disagree, but when there is a disaster in this town, or there's somebody that's really in trouble, we usually step forward and put aside and get things worked out.
And they did. They came by to see if they could help.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I told them nobody would.
I know,
But
nobody came, yeah,
but we were there in case. That's my comment.
yeah. Thank you, John. And I appreciate you going there and sitting up there for a while.
Oh,
With what John had just said, somebody stopped by my project today and works for the school district, and they want to do 300 to 400 cookies at a commercial kitchen and somehow get to the firefighters. I told her I would try and make that connection to where, because she goes, can I just take them to Granite? And I said, well,
No.
you better not do that. Let me try and figure out where I can get them to the right person that
Right.
can go in that direction.
Yeah.
And then the thing I forgot, other than the siren going for evacuation, is fire department did garbage during the 4th of July. And I was just wondering what the public thought about if we, you know, we didn't have nothing scattered out and we picked up our mess real quick and that, if that was all good for the public of Sumter, if it,
Got it, it was all.
yeah, I think you did a good job.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I never saw anything really overflowing or any problems, so. Yeah, I saw you working pretty late at night picking up garbage.
We did.
Yeah, it was.
I had a group though.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Oh, yeah, and then at the fire up on Sawmill, I want to give
Yes.
everybody, you know, not this finger, but the number one finger, because the team just got on that thing. I mean, it didn't have a chance.
No,
If it was in gasoline, it wouldn't have had a chance. They were all over it.
Yeah. I guess it was a good wake up call and a good practice to get up there and.
That is, yep, that is the thing. I mean, you hate to see a fire, but that kind of stuff is such a team building and, a good experience. I mean, they can see, okay, this is the hot spot, you know, don't waste water in the black, stuff like that. So it was a good training experience too, I guess, would be it be.
Well,
It was exhilarating.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was something that we didn't have an address for, you know,
Right.
so it was a little tough,
but
luckily.
you all were right
All the
there.
smoke.
Yeah, Western and Jimmy got us there.
Yeah, I
So,
saw you get going out all in mass.
Yep,
Okay,
I was wondering if all the old street signs have been replaced with the new ones.
so we're still working on it, Debbie.
Okay.
We have them. Some of them got broke up pretty bad when they were taken down, but we still have them.
But a lot of them disappeared the minute we said that. Because I
Yeah,
went over, took them off. I mean, they were gone. The minute that said they'd go out and take them. I've got quite a few in here. I think we've reached some of the list. What one were you looking for?
Well, I know mine hasn't been replaced yet, and I was just wondering if we got
Yours hasn't?
what
Is
street?
the wood one still up?
Clifford.
Yeah, I know, but is the wood one still there?
Yeah.
Robert Johnson?
Clifford?
We'll check into that. We got them. I've got If memory serves me, I've got one Clifford left.
Somebody got lost going to my house and they mentioned the street sign.
Okay, so you still have a Clifford?
I believe we have one Clifford,
Okay,
and they're all in the shop. I can go over and look.
yeah, well, we know where it belongs.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes, I'd like to say that this year the Ren Fair seemed to flow much better with the flea market. Having it spread across town, having a designated area for it. Traffic through town was nicer. The foot traffic on the side was better. Not as many people were just crossing into the street. They seemed to have crossing sections. The other part is last winter, when the city was deciding it would not do snow plowing, we heard a lot of discussion from Mr. Briscoe against snow plowing by the city, yet he holds the most snow plow contracts in the city. That was concerning. And we sat in on the last workshop meeting where Mr. Briscoe sat at the table with council before being voted in by the council. And again said the city will do no digging. Yet Mr. Briscoe and Briscoe Excavation are back in town. And we just want to make sure that he will not be the only option for excavation in some.
No, we have our own guys to do street work. That's what we're just saying, our guys are not going to do long lines, and the private properties can hire their own contractor. Our guys are gonna be doing all the repairs and all that. That's their job. We're not hiring anybody else. And as far as snow plowing, we still don't know what we're gonna do for snow plowing, as Rob said. We don't have a lot of money, so hopefully we're not gonna our guys are gonna be able to keep up with the snow plow. We'll have money to put into the plow. We do have a plow. They just have to do the snow plowing, and it may not be as pristine or as often as everybody wants. Because it comes down to dollars. And this community doesn't want to support any kind of extra fees. So we have to work with what we have in our budget.
And me being in your business has nothing to do with
No,
me sitting
It
here.
has nothing to do
And
with,
what? It doesn't have anything
to do with you business wise.
Business wise,
No,
licensed contractors, if you want something done, that's what we do.
we,
Like, you don't have to hire me. But the problem is I got 90 some people that do hire me because nobody else wants to do it. When they call, they want somebody. to
and that's all
respond.
private
And that's all,
property.
and that's all
That's
private property, not
property.
city property.
It's not do city property, private property.
I want to read one thing. Chat GBT.
What is,
Can small towns in Oregon get grants for new equipment? Yes, small towns in Oregon can absolutely get grants for new equipment. Funding is available through several federal and state programs tailored specifically for rural communities. Then you scroll down, I didn't know this one because we were told something different. Your ODOT block grant, that can be used for equipment according to this.
no, it can't be.
Well, it says right here,
I
ODOT small.
don't care what chat, I can tell
You
you,
don't care?
I don't care what the AI says, because I talked to them on the ODOT grant that we applied for.
It gives you a section right here to go to.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm telling you
So
that when we applied for that, they said we could not, it has to be for street repairs. Not equipment. We can rent equipment through it. We cannot purchase. And you can say, not believe me, I don't care. I've got all the documentation. We applied for the grant. We could not get equipment. So, okay, beat it to death. Next.
Is it still open conversation for anything?
Yep, go ahead.
So we came up with the theory that since the city is so shy on funding and we own a lot of property with the city, what do we need to do for the steps of selling some of that property to get your cash?
Well, what are we gonna sell?
Superintendent's building.
We can't, the state blocked us. The state blocked us.
And the building?
Yes,
Really? Wow.
we have tried, we've been working with, well, we talked about this last year. We actually had 2 or 3 viable bidders for it, and the state will not let us do it. We're still trying to argue with them, but.
Do we have a plot map of all the property this?
Oh, yeah, I got the plot map. That's the only big problem we have is any property of value is the Wright House, the event grounds, and volunteer park. All the other are little pieces. And we've already been
The
looking
little
at selling.
pieces are more sell, more.
I know,
easily
and
sold.
that's already, we're already working on that. We have the same map. But it takes time. We have to go do a process.
Some of the pieces are so small, I
They
mean,
are
they're just the configuration like the one up
They'll
here.
only
at the
be
end.
like 50 by 50, 50 by 100. So
Okay,
I have to
but
put a cabin on.
We have to put it out to the public, we have to have it surveyed. And by the time, and then you have to get your lawyer involved, and by the time you do that, for the amount of money that you're gonna get out of these little pieces is kind of almost a wash, but we are looking at three pieces to do, which would basically only benefit the houses next door.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, they were the ones that would benefit, because I mean, one of them's not even a 50 by 100, it's just that little point. So we've already looked into that, they have to all be surveyed first, because we don't know where the pins are.
And in the city of Sumter, the ordinance says that you only have to have 2,500 square feet, so that's 25 by 100, basically. But you still gotta have all the setbacks. So by the time you put all these setbacks in, you have a house that's less than 700 square feet, if you're lucky.
That's what a lot of people are looking at for here in this community. It's a little weekend cabin or a place to park an RV.
We don't have one that's big enough for a cabin. And think, oh, the one.
We got one, I think, that one piece in the back of New Street that could, but it's kind of skinny, I don't know how.
What about the Millside property? That's a large property that could be divided.
Yeah.
Which one?
The old Millside.
The old mill site.
27 acres of irrigated.
Oh,
Well, it's
yeah.
covered in swag.
You can't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
You got a site that's covered in, you've got a site that's covered in, smelter.
Okay, guys.
You've got a site that's covered in smelter slag. Okay, before any development has to be done, all of the DEQ has to come in, they have to evaluate that slag to see what contaminants are in it, what heavy metals, and all that type of stuff before we can even think of selling that property.
Yeah, 'cause
So there are some big issues with that property.
Yeah, he's already given a.
But we're looking at all this. We're looking at every possible thing we can to raise money for this town.
You could build a house on North Street behind Ballard's.
Mhm.
There's plenty of room there for a house.
So anyway, yeah, we're aware of it. And
Yeah, we got to get
we
surveyed.
had a workshop on everything about property.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
One quick, easy one. You guys worked on a grant for some new tires. Les Schwab was
Yeah.
putting out that
Yeah,
100,000 plus their partners were coming up with another $900,000, $1 million for rural fire department tires. Get any response back on that?
not yet.
Okay, great.
No,
Let me know.
it went in
You
that,
need tires.
it went in that same day.
Okay.
Yeah, Lindsay State got it submitted. So
When was the close date on that?
it didn't really have a close date. It was just,
It's like, I think it's just open until it's gone.
yeah, Kurt, yeah, it was kind of open until they gave all their money away. And so Kurt brought it in and we just put it in that same day.
How many rigs?
I only, one rig.
Well-
The million was spread out through
Through
every
the whole
place in
state,
Oregon.
I
yeah.
think the limit's $1,000.
Yeah, so,
The
but we tried.
bid for tires was 3,200 or something, because going on the dually.
Yeah. No, we put that right in.
19.5, so.
Okay. Okay,
I make the motion to adjourn this meeting.
we have a second.
Hope that was nice.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned at 5:08.
Well.